spiritual warfare is interesting because people will try to make it very formulaic. There's methodologies and there's people who will like train you on how to do certain things. And I do think there's ways to equip people with the right, claim the weapons that the Bible gives us in the name of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, stuff like that. But then very quickly it becomes this person's a master of the art of this and they're going to profit from those types of things, or it's their, wheelhouse thing, and can quickly get to become more about the person than the actual, God-given ministry of what he's trying to do. Can you believe this is episode 99 of the Afterthoughts podcast? I can, because it is.
Yeah.
And here we are. And next week is the 100th episode.
Let's go.
September 12th, 7 p.m. You can still RSVP. It is free to attend. If you want to donate, all the proceeds of the night are going to build a home for a family that needs one in Honduras through our friends at Humanity and Hope. You can sign up through the link that Threethan's going to put in the comments or whatever, what is it called?
Description
Down below. Yes, I know a lot about YouTube, and one of the things I know is this is our 99th episode.
Yeah. The guys from YouTube are actually coming out to the 100th episode. So that will be on that.
When's the 100th episode?
Doug, it's actually next week. We're doing it live
next week,
September 12th. And we have some returning guests. There's going to be a lot of fun. Some food, merch, giveaways.
Man, it sounds like a party.
I can personally guarantee there's nothing better you could do on Friday night, September 12th
that
in
is
Austin.
A guarantee.
Than come to the 100th episode party. Challenge me on that.
Okay.
Go do something else if you don't want to come, and then tell me how fun it was, and I'll tell you this was more fun. So instead, decide to come to this. Got it? Good. And
it'll still be fun Saturday morning when you wake up, like we're doing that now. Not just a momentary, fleeting fun.
Yeah.
It's a joy.
This
it's
is
not just
eternal
It's
fun.
not just going to make you happy. It's going to bring you joy.
Yes.
Not that there's a problem with happiness.
No.
Doug.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I made that point about a month ago. So I'm glad
Yeah,
you
no,
brought
I
it
know.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think God has to choose?
Kind of felt like it was personal against my sermon that was about joy last year. So
Right.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
A lot of sermon rivalry going on here.
Yeah, dude.
Ethan's more of a joy guy. Doug's more of a happiness guy.
Man,
Whoa.
I totally forgot about that sermon, or else maybe it would have been personal.
We also have a bonus
people remember
episode.
what we say.
We have a bonus episode.
What?
We did a YA podcast crossover with the Afterthoughts podcast up in Denver.
Yeah.
It's going to come out sometime in the next week or two.
Let's go.
We're just so many episodes.
Yeah. And that one is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
I've never been a part of something like that.
Wow.
No.
Except for maybe till right now.
Episode 99.
Yeah.
We'll rival that.
This episode,
Yeah.
we're going to talk more about spiritual warfare.
Okay.
So buckle up.
I'm feeling something special is about to happen in this podcast, man.
I agree.
I can feel
Yeah.
that. I can sense that.
I agree. Now, real quick,
Okay.
most people,
Yes.
I think we could say at least in America, get their sports from this podcast.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's football
Yeah, you don't want to
season.
speak for all countries.
I can't say.
We really don't talk about soccer that much. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the world
rugby.
sport.
Yeah,
And we
there's,
just,
there's lots of other sports.
But in America, we've kind of overtaken ESPN as the go-to flagship place of media to learn about sports.
It's honestly, just to be fair, it's neck and neck. There's some weeks, I watch it every week. There's some weeks ESPN has a Sports Center gets us, but most weeks.
But they just did this new thing where you can pay and you get all the ESPN networks. It's only connected through certain services and stuff. So I feel like more and more people are like, guys, you're making this too hard. Like we're just gonna watch Afterthoughts.
Yeah,
Let's
Afterthoughts
get
makes
back.
it easy.
It's free. You know, we are for the people. We're not for profits.
Exactly.
We're not doing this for the money.
No.
Though we make a tremendous amount from this podcast.
From our sponsors,
Crazy amount.
AG1.
Yeah.
I kept thinking when you were like, all the proceeds for any money that you give are going to go to build a house for my family.
Little project.
Just imagining you saying that.
I was also trying to figure out where the money is coming from. People have to pay for tickets?
Well, they don't have
For
to,
the
but they
100th
can.
episode?
Okay.
It's optional.
They
It's a
get
free.
to.
I'm sure you've said that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I should know
Every
that.
time I've talked about it
Yep.
on the same podcast you're on for the 100th episode
was sitting
of
right
the
here
podcast
so
that
many
you're a
times.
part of.
Yes.
I said it. Yeah. And that's why no one remembers our sermons. or
I'll just
anything.
email the church and ask that question.
Yeah, just DM.
I'll
or
send a DM and Kayla will get it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
she would
Yep.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I'd appreciate that.
It is football season. It's gotten off to a tough start.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I was feeling very discouraged. The Buffs lost a game we should have won. The Longhorns game was pretty brutal. The only person feeling good about football right now is Kayla because Auburn won and Bama lost. So
War
congratulations.
Eagle!
Congratulations to you, Kayla.
Thank you so much.
Man, Bill Belichick's Tar Heels got destroyed.
last night.
This is crazy. Last night or
Oh,
whenever
no.
this is.
Oh,
right?
sorry.
Whenever
I mean, we're not filming this on Tuesday morning. This
it.
must be Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, Ryan.
There goes the magic.
When started from the top.
There goes
When people watch, they want to feel like it's live, Ryan.
Yes.
I know. Sorry. You would
This
think
guy.
maybe for episode 100, I'll be ready for
But
that.
it's just one game.
Yeah. Give him
College
time.
football playoff with 12 teams makes it much more possible for one loss to not be
That's
defeating
right.
to you.
Yes.
And I just want to say this because Arch Manning is here in Austin.
Right.
And man, there has never been more hype about a player, more pressure put on
Dude.
maybe any college athlete than I've ever seen.
And then it's
And it
like,
was a tough game,
and go ahead and just face Ohio State for
Yeah.
game 1 of the season.
which will end up probably at the end of the season being the best defense in the country.
Yep.
And I can't say even the words to describe how much I hate Ohio State, but Arch is going to be awesome.
100%, man.
It's one game. The media is so annoying. It's like by the second quarter, they're like, is Arch not who we thought he was? I'm like, it's one game.
Yeah,
It's his first
One
game.
quarter.
It's
of the
because
season.
they
Yeah.
always need talking points. And
Yeah.
so they just swing the pendulum so much from one side to the other, to the other, to the
And
other. It's
2 or 3
very
weeks
annoying.
from now, he's going to be balling out and have had a couple good games under his belt. And everybody's like, number one.
And
pick. We'll be
honestly-
right back to it. So Arch, don't listen.
Don't listen to
to the
them.
media. Listen
Yeah.
to the Afterthoughts podcast.
Like
where
the
we're here
rest
to
of the
encourage
country.
you.
We don't need talking points. We
believe in
have
you.
enough.
We have
Two
more
more.
than enough.
We
Yeah,
believe
we
in
don't
you.
need to stir the pot unless you're stir the pot Sam.
Yeah.
Who might be there for the 100th
Ooh.
episode.
Yeah, we
Stir-
gotta
stir the pot, Sam.
Oh,
Oh, we
boy.
got to have her stand up and shout something from the back
Yes.
and get dragged out by security.
Maybe you guys could have like
I
a Will Smith,
like that
Chris
a
Rock
lot.
moment.
Yeah.
She slaps you?
Oh man.
But it won't be staged if Sam slaps Doug, it wasn't staged.
Wasn't stage. We know it.
She meant for it.
But how awesome would that be though?
Really
She actually
awesome.
walked up there
Oh,
and slapped me as hard as she
I'd be
could.
so
I'm
happy.
so fired up.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be one of the best moments of my life.
I know.
If she slapped you.
I know.
Guys,
I'm willing to do it.
I spent Friday in Boulder, and
Oh, yeah.
it was so good. I love Boulder, especially this time of year
Yeah.
when it's fall. It's starting to cool down a little bit.
Oh,
Just had a great time. The Buffs had a tough game. They looked good. Couldn't figure it out.
Mhm.
Didn't capitalize on a couple turnovers up top.
but you were there.
But I was there.
You
and
sent
it
us
was,
pictures
it
from
was
Folsom.
great to be back in Folsom.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Buffs are going to be
Great.
good this year.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it
We're
out.
gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Football's gonna be fine. And the NFL starts this week.
Sure
Right.
does.
Go Broncos.
Let's go Broncos, baby.
It's gonna be a good year for the Broncos.
I agree.
We believe that.
Uh-huh.
We got some spiritual warfare to talk about. So, Kayla, you got any questions before we do that for your 99th episode of Questions with Kayla?
Ooh.
Yes, I do have some questions.
Oh, well, then let's hear them.
Woo! Well, first, I'm gonna go to the Broncos game, so I'll be able to give you guys
No
some
way.
live feedback when I come
Okay.
back next
Yeah,
week.
Nice.
Yeah, we can't wait to
Yes.
hear about it.
I can't wait either.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was my sports update. That was it.
Cool.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a great update,
That's
though.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honored.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this weekend I was able to film some BTS of our kids ministry.
Mm.
And while I was there, Eric had a great icebreaker question. So I am stealing it and then also adding on to it for a few more.
Okay.
So if it seems random, I stole it from Eric. And shout out to the kids ministry.
Okay.
Red
Thanks for
Rocks
giving
Kids.
credit where it's due.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And making
Citing
it, and then
sources.
making it better.
We don't want to get sued.
Put that in the bibliography
Yeah.
or
Eric
the
is-
description
He's
of the
got
show
patents
notes.
on all of his icebreakers.
He loves suing.
You can use citationmachine.net if you need some help. They'll help you make that footnote.
Man, I need to see somebody. I've never done it.
Suing someone.
Yeah, man. Seems like
Oh.
that was a big thing, like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it was all the rage.
Yeah. You spilled coffee at McDonald's, you sue them.
That's
You
right.
know, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, never mind.
Seems like
It's
a
just-
great way to make a lot of money without doing anything.
Right.
So-
That is why people do it.
that must be.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla, what's the question?
Thank you. Who in the Bible do you think would win in Mario Kart? I know.
That's not where I saw that going.
No.
Like if they're
Okay,
playing
you-
Mario Kart?
Yeah, yeah,
they
like they are the character. Like they are.
Or they're in the video game as the character.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, I was gonna say like you can't do Jesus, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
Holy
he's-
Spirit.
I'm
I'm just kidding.
Just
I'm
do
gonna
it.
go.
Yahweh.
I have an answer.
I'm gonna go with Noah.
Oh.
And
I
why?
feel like he steered the ark really
Oh,
well.
Okay.
So
It's a good
you
one.
know he knows how to handle it. He won that race, if you will.
I mean,
while everyone
yeah, I
else
guess
technically lost.
That's one way of talking about that story.
Yeah.
Technically lost in a big way. Yes.
Did he steer it though? Was there anything to
I think
avoid?
so. Yeah, I like to think he had a
There was a
thing.
course. Yeah, I think you're right.
He avoided the iceberg.
That's true.
Leonardo DiCaprio did not.
He sure didn't.
Mm-mm.
No.
He would lose.
I've seen.
He's
there
not
was-
in the Bible, but
I saw a post that was like AI generated what Jack Dawson would have looked like in 2025. It's just a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio today.
It's very good.
Very good.
I like that.
I'm going to answer John,
Okay.
who's the self-proclaimed fastest disciple.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
says that in his
Oh, okay.
gospel.
That's a good
So-
point.
Okay.
Now,
That's a
I don't
good
know
one.
about his agility or steering, but
Right.
I know his straightaways, he's probably the fastest.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be.
So it depends on if it's Rainbow Road or which course we're talking about.
I feel like Rainbow Road is the hardest one.
It
So
is.
Yeah.
So maybe not John for that,
okay.
because I feel like he'd be flying off.
But he
the
also
yeah.
maybe
Rainbow
wouldn't be
Road.
as freaked out to get just suddenly you're at Rainbow Road because he had the vision of Revelation. So he'd be like, yeah, I've seen some crazy
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah.
I can hang here.
I was just here.
The other guys are like, what?
Am I back on Patmos?
Where are we? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen one day.
Was it Enoch got taken up by a chariot?
Uh-huh.
No,
Enoch just stopped.
There's a
It just
who's in
says
the
that.
chariot. They like,
Elijah.
was Elijah in the chariot?
Enoch, it just says then he didn't say that he died. All the other
In a-
ones, like then he died and then he died,
in
and
some
then
kind of
Enoch just
tornado.
went to be with
Wind
Okay,
the
of
but
Lord.
fire.
then Elijah was in the chariot that took him.
And Elisha watched, I think.
The chariot is the important detail for me because that would
Whoever
be
was
his
in the
vehicle,
chariot.
which kind of
Watch, we're
seems like
completely wrong about this. It's not, and it was Enoch.
Probably
Okay,
look
yeah,
at
keep going.
Watch Doug will have some word for
okay,
it.
well,
Oh,
look
I
up
will.
who in the Bible got taken up by a chariot because whoever it was kind of has the cheat code because that chariot is your
Oh.
vehicle. Boom, finish line.
Yeah, dude.
Eli-
Skip
Elijah.
all the laps.
That's
you
so
won.
good.
So
Mhm.
I know who it is.
It's Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah.
Yeah, yeah, there it is.
There you go.
Elijah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. But then after that cool thing happened, he'd probably be like, oh, I'm so depressed. And God would be like, take a nap.
Oh no, actually he,
Eat a Big
he
Mac.
whispered
Come
it
on.
though.
Need a
He
Big
didn't
Mac.
say.
Take a nap. Okay, next question.
Okay, so
Not everything's
You
spiritual,
can learn a lot about the Bible on
but you
this
should start
podcast.
spiritual. But
Yeah,
not
you should-
everything's spiritual. But you should start there.
You should start there.
But serotonin.
Just another rivalry. It's like, well, I think it's a little more spiritual. Doug thinks you should take a nap.
Yeah.
Can't it be
Even
both?
sermon felt
I think
really
I should read
personal.
my Bible. Doug thinks I should take a nap.
I mean, I'm sure that's happened, like at a church where people start writing sermons like at each other.
Sure.
Oh yeah, instead of just having like a courageous conversation throughout the week,
Just through a sermon.
they just
that
do
you
it through the
say.
sermon.
I'm gonna start
Sounds
doing that.
exhausting.
Oh yeah.
I have a friend in my life.
I'll quit long before that day.
Yeah.
I just come up this week and I'm like, but also not everything is spiritual warfare.
Yes.
But also, it's not all serotonin
Yeah. Okay. We get
or
it.
oxytocin or dopamine. There's actually other. There's endorphins too.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Okay.
There's a friend in my life.
Okay.
There's a friend in my life. I'm not gonna say who it is, but someone close to me that always is kind of watering things down that are spiritual, making things less spiritual.
Yeah. Telling
Be
you-
healthy for the church.
Yeah,
Yeah,
telling you there's a time to kneel, but there's also, more importantly, a time to nap. It's time to podcast and there's a time to party.
Mm.
But on September 12th, it's both.
Oh
Wow. Good callback.
Clip it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Good
If
call.
that's
Thanks,
not
man.
viral on TikTok this week, I don't know what would be.
Yeah. Then how do you go viral? Nobody knows. If that's not viral. Yeah.
Then I do not understand the algorithm.
We did get a lot of views and stuff on the commercials,
Yeah.
the Can We Talk commercials.
Well,
By
those
the
were
way,
so
How did the
good.
gym one go? Because I was like, that was my favorite.
that turned out to be the funniest
and
of
I
them all.
didn't think we filmed all
Yeah.
that stuff, all that
was
content was like 10 minutes
10
of
minutes.
footage.
It's the last
that
one of
last
the day.
line
We had,
when
it was
Doug's like,
most-
nobody can lift this, and you're like, lots of people can lift
Lots of
it.
people do. Lots of people do. I was just
So
taking the
good.
video of Sean doing bicep curls. I'm like, dude, so many people are gonna know Jesus because,
Oh my
because
gosh.
you're posting this.
we
Yeah,
took so
you-
many shots at
it felt
culture.
It
and
was
that.
really cathartic.
That whole day, we filmed all of those in the same day, and it was like I went through a year of therapy in that day.
I
Just
know.
saying all the things that frustrate me about the world. It was like so nice.
and the whole time you're like,
That's
is
great.
nobody
Very
else
healthy.
frustrated by this stuff?
It's not ridiculous to everybody else. Come on now.
Those were so
Those
But-
verses have nothing to do with what you're with the video you're posting. You said that was great.
Oh, man.
It was good, man. You had a lot of great
We had
one-liners.
some fun, didn't we?
Man.
I got to give credit where it's due, though. Kayla and Threethan helped make all that
You guys-
possible.
yeah.
Kayla's running around all day, keeping up. Whenever we shoot something, poor Kayla's like running from place to place, making sure we have props and all this stuff. When we filmed the newscast, we went out to film the grave scene.
So bad.
And what was it? I was missing the sunglasses, which is like the key to the whole thing.
And the
And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kayla, I'm so sorry. And me and Ryan are like practicing because Ryan was the stand-in as the other version.
Well, don't
of
tell him that.
Oh, dang it.
What?
No, it was me.
Oh. And this is not Wednesday?
Kayla goes all the way to the...
This day just keeps getting worse.
Is this podcast real?
Is this podcast AI?
Kayla goes all the way across to the other side of the building. She's looking everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then comes back, and I was like, I'm so sorry. They were in this rollerblade.
And then you made me run back. You made me run back to get something else too. And
The
I was
wig.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the wig.
Sorry, Kayla.
It's
I would
okay.
never do that to you.
Kayla,
Thanks,
Kayla
Doug.
goes through a lot for all the things we produce at
Right.
this church.
Yeah.
Threethan spent an incredible
Hours,
amount of time editing
days.
those and putting that all together.
Great job.
Dude, and just your eye for understanding what's going to work.
Yeah.
And you're very, very
comedic
good
timing.
at piecing that together.
And some of those, there was a lot we filmed. We were just like, just run with it, just go. And we were just saying stuff, and you picked out the funniest stuff. So great job.
Yeah, we were in Denver.
Is that microphone hooked up?
Yeah, I hooked it up because it's directly into the camera.
There's just nobody that's more techie.
No.
Knows every cool gadget
Spectre
ever. than this
gadget.
guy.
That's awesome.
Last week we were in Denver, and I was sitting at the table with the creative team. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like, you know, you guys have so much content." I was like, I think somebody asked like how we planned for that. I was like, yeah, you know, just a lot of
I'm gonna film you saying this.
a lot of thinking. We were just so much planning.
Spent months.
Production binder about this big.
Yeah.
Really, we had like a list of 4 things on a note,
Couple ideas.
like a notepad. I think that you had from one meeting,
Yep.
and the rest, the guys were just being themselves, and I just filmed them for the whole day. So
Yeah.
That's-
We don't storyboard or plan too much before that stuff, which we probably should.
We
but-
thrive in spontaneity.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It's just, Doug's just so pumped. Doug's like the dad that just figured out his phone as a camera.
Yeah.
I like to capture everything. Okay.
Just taking videos of so many things.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never watch that back.
Never.
Like, why
Or
is
you
this?
can just be in the moment right
Yeah.
now, man.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Kayla and Ormeo, great job, you guys.
Good job,
Thank you for all
guys.
you do. Yep.
Heroes of the game.
I was.
Have we ever revealed your identity, though? What
No,
you
so
look
blur
like?
me out. Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't want
Yeah,
that
well,
face
yeah.
reveal.
I'm gonna send you this right now.
But the 100th episode, are we going to have you like
We should
Wizard
do
of
that.
Oz behind a curtain?
I know. Yeah,
Question.
I should.
Actually, that reminds me of is Wicked the movie? It's about the Wizard of Oz. I didn't see the movie. I just
It's
saw a preview
pre-
for another one.
Pre-
pre Wizard
before
of Oz.
Wizard of
It's a prequel to the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Mufasa.
Okay.
It's the
For-
like Wicked's a play.
Okay.
So this is the exact,
But it's about that whole
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
that universe.
How
So
they
about
got
that
there.
word.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I was like, oh,
It's
all right.
well written.
Cool.
Mhm. Good
Great.
story.
I'll have to
Mhm.
check it out.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Maybe you
Next
should.
question, Kayla. Come on.
You never answered yours though. What would it be?
What was the question?
Elijah, the chariot.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you did. My bad.
Nobody said
LOL.
David.
We
He's,
got-
good,
we
he's
got-
good with a sling and a rock.
David.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
He-
He'd be
had the
great at-
weapon. Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like the real way you win is
Threethan might win.
attack.
Taking out the other cars. Mm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Everyone had a good answer there,
Yeah.
especially mine. Go ahead.
And Elijah could call fire down from heaven onto all
Oh,
the other
yeah.
racers.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
isn't
do a
that one
lot.
of the the lightning
Storm
that
cloud
comes
over
down?
them.
Yeah.
Rain over that guy.
Yes.
Dang, yeah. Elijah's he's a guy.
Good
he
pick.
deserves his own book
But
in the Bible.
John
I'm
also
still
has
saying
the
that.
But
I'm
he
still-
was a man just like us.
he was.
Thank
Yes,
you.
but I'm still
Thank
beating
you.
the drum that Elijah should have gotten his own book in the Bible.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of those other prophets, you're like, man, Elijah
Who would you
was
swap
way
him out?
cooler
Who
than
would you
you.
swap out for Elijah? Huh?
Ooh.
Well, he would be a major prophet, and I wouldn't want to swap out one of those guys. But some of those minor prophets, I'm like, yeah.
Minor.
They were literally called that.
just
I
because
had
they-
a whole bit about that in a sermon where I was like, this feels kind of messed up.
yeah,
That
just because
all
it's
these
only
guys who
5 chapters.
devoted their lives in really difficult times and ways,
Yeah.
but they're just minor prophets. Like that in heaven, they'll be like, oh, but don't ask me, ask Isaiah, because I was just a minor prophet. I wasn't a big deal.
That Jo-
Sorry, my
Jonah-
story
wasn't
got
as
killed
long.
for my faith.
Jonah
Everyone
will
hated
say
me.
that though. No, don't ask me.
Yeah.
When I
I
finally
don't wanna
made
talk
it to
to
Nineveh,
anybody.
my sermon wasn't even that great. So
I do hope
you just never see it.
no,
I hope in eternity that we can like joke about
I know.
stuff like that with those
I'm
guys. Like
sure
everyone
they
kind of
joke about
plays
it.
into their character a little bit,
Uh-huh.
has some
Oh,
fun with
yeah.
it. Maybe
That'd
there's
be
like a couple
awesome.
roasts.
Because we'll take a lot of
Good-hearted.
heat, man.
Yeah.
If so.
But I mean, no one will really know who we are compared
exactly.
to those guys. I'm saying.
That's why. Yeah.
But if there's like a roast
the
of
guys who gave heat.
a roast of the Apostle John, could be
my
really
gosh,
fun.
dude.
You know,
Yeah.
well-intentioned
Right.
stuff, but there's some jokes to be made.
Or
All
Paul
right.
or Peter those guys would roast each other.
Yeah. Have a
My
little-
gosh, man.
Oh,
They might do that.
They
It's
might.
like passive aggressive.
They might be doing
sermon
that right
thing,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but there is no dissension. So,
Oh.
Kayla, could you ask us a question before we banter
Yeah.
for too long?
Try to
The
ask
jumping
a
in-
question. Try to ask a question that's going to get us actually talking about it.
Yeah, that one was a little too much.
All these questions we just seem
Just
to,
one word answers.
Yes.
Okay, I had a few more, but we'll just do one so we can get into the good stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, we've been in the good stuff. Though.
Okay.
It's all good stuff.
These are
Thank
the good
you.
old days.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is the great stuff. I see what you mean. The banter is the great stuff, and then the
Oh,
conversation about real stuff is the good stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
Understood.
exactly,
Okay, that makes
exactly. Well, speaking of Mario Kart, I was like, well, this would be funny. Which character would these people be in Super like Smash Bros? Like the same people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, okay. So like you have Jesus, Moses, David, Peter, John, and John the Baptist.
Okay.
So we have Mario, Luigi, Peach, you know, like those people. Like, who do you think would? Yeah. Okay,
Jesus
we'll
is
take Peach
Mario.
out. We'll take Peach out.
Okay.
And John the Baptist is
Yoshi.
Luigi
Donkey Kong, you know, all
Okay.
those.
Samson would be Donkey Kong.
or Esau.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you saw.
He's hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need me to list off more?
It's gonna get pretty complicated.
Yeah.
There's
All right.
Who's
so many-
Bowser?
All right.
Goliath.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Goliath.
Goliath could be Bowser.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, there we go. Who's
So-
Toad?
John Mark, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of a younger guy along for the ride.
Yeah, these
Means
guys-
well.
Right.
Great. All right. That was awesome.
Princess Peach could be Esther.
We are
Yeah.
Peacher.
We
I
are
guess.
Princess Peach.
What?
The church is Princess Peach. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, beautiful.
That was
That's
really
bride
good.
of.
The
The Bride of
devil is
Christ.
probably Bowser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going full scale, Mario is an allegory of the Bible. Then I guess so. I did like in the Mario movie how Bowser was kind of insecure. It's a really good character trait.
And that song he sang, Peaches.
Oh, yeah, Doug, bring it back.
So good.
What?
Bring
great.
back singing it.
Oh yeah, you sang it on this podcast.
I did?
You
Yeah.
sure did. Why does that
Peaches,
surprise you?
peaches, peaches. Yeah.
I've heard that song so many times around my house. You have no idea.
But that is a great segue into spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Because Bowser is waging spiritual warfare against Mario.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In
I
so
just
many
wanted to
different
tee you
ways.
up super nice.
job.
Yeah, and it's honestly, he looks scary, but
Yeah.
he's really not.
Yeah.
So the
Exactly.
only
He's
thing he has
insecure.
going for him
He's a
is the-
narcissistic zero.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And he's got
Exactly.
his minions.
But we're not
all
talking
these
about your
Just
dog.
like the devil
We're not talking about your dog.
and all his demons.
No.
No.
My dog Bowser is great.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Speaking of
He's-
narcissistic
He's
zeros,
saved. He was saved just a few years ago.
Satan is a narcissistic zero.
Right.
Yes.
Loser.
Right.
Yeah. And all his
Literally,
minions.
He is a loser.
demons.
He lost.
The
He-
demons.
The
He
definition
lost-
of a loser is losing.
And he lost the
did.
biggest war,
Yes.
Yeah.
both past tense and future tense.
Yeah, you know you're a loser when you lost and you're still losing and you're going to lose.
And it's your
So
identity.
take that.
It's what you do because it's who you are.
That's right.
Losers lose.
Yep.
You didn't just lose.
You
You
can be
were
a winner who
loser.
loses.
When my brother and I were kids, we wanted to be able to start cussing. And we weren't allowed to, obviously. And then we're talking not even like F-bombs, just like the first kind of cuss words you learn, you know?
Like,
The A word,
oh, yeah.
Ooh.
PISS, you know, those kinds.
Yeah.
So we found the loophole. This is such strange people, me and my brother. But
Yeah.
well, yeah. We were like, well, what if we say these words about the devil?
Nice.
Yeah.
And my parents were both kind of like, I mean, I guess. Okay. I have a distinct memory. My mom ran into a store. Me and my brother are sitting in the minivan, just the two of us, cussing at the devil.
That's awesome.
It was, yeah, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, like
Yeah.
saying bad words about the devil.
Yeah.
And we felt very justified in it. So,
You should tell the road trip story.
and when we went on family road trips,
So good.
the rule was whenever we crossed the state line, we could say a cuss word.
If you behave.
What?
If my-
behave.
If we behaved in the car.
That was the reward.
That was the key.
So funny.
Yeah, my brother was
Oh,
always
Pennsylvania now, so
let's let it rip. And I would say all the like biggest ones. My brother was a much more like holy child, so he'd be like, but whatever, and I'm just like mother. That was my dad's rule. My mom was just looking at my dad. I'm saying that for you. I'm saying that for the viewers.
Okay.
My mom's just looking at my dad like, this is how we're parenting, huh? This is our tactic. But it worked because then in the car we're like, hey, shut up. Like,
yeah.
if we keep cool when we get to Utah,
It's really brilliant.
here we go.
It is brilliant. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, so that was very fun. My brother also, he was the kid that was like early on in his faith, like praying for the devil. Like, couldn't he even be saved? And my parents are like, no, dude.
Let's not do that.
No, man, F that guy.
Is Zeke bringing
my dad saying that?
Is Zeke bringing bad words to you that he's learning at school yet?
Yeah, there's been a few
Okay.
convos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm in those combos right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See
It's
that?
like, Daddy, I know this word. I'm like, you can tell me later when your sister's not
Yeah.
around.
Right.
Right.
And then not thinking he's gonna actually say and I'm like, you can say it to me right now. And then I'm like, yep, that's it.
It's a real one.
That's the one.
Now, you know it, but it's your, we make good decisions and we choose not to say it. Oh man.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm sure that'll be the hardest thing I ever parent through. So
cussing.
yeah.
Cussing.
Yeah.
All that to say, I've been waging spiritual warfare against the devil since I was young.
Wow.
Cussing him out.
That's right.
Have you guys ever cussed out the devil or anything?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Oh yeah. I've yelled,
Bleep this part.
I actually
yelled some things in my car,
I asked-
like out of a lot of
Yeah, good.
frustration. Yeah, for
I
sure.
asked Doug before, I was like, hey, you cool with this sermon title? Could we just call it Bleep the Devil?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm offended you had to ask.
Yeah.
Do it.
I really
Do it.
was.
But I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want the emails, but
Right. Would have been hilarious.
yeah.
And it's very empowering. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the word, blah, 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 but there's something empowering to like taking a stand.
Trash talk.
There's
the
better
devil.
ways to do it, but
Scripture.
The premise is correct.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
And scene.
Premise is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Whoa. Clickbait.
Whoa.
So what did you call your sermon, man?
Spiritual warfare.
Oh, let's talk about it.
As creative as possible of a title.
Yeah.
When did you first realize there was a spiritual arena, that real stuff was happening, like that we don't see, that a battle is waging for people's lives?
I was in Costa Rica, leading mission trips after my freshman year of college. And there was a night where there was a lady, she was a youth leader. You could just tell she was carrying something really dark. And during worship, she started to yell, but in a not great way. And she started to move around, and we had to end up like moving the kids out. And me and Dylan were down there for, Dylan's the guy that ran the base. We're down there for like a long time praying for her. And I just remember feeling like I knew about it. But I could feel very like, when like your hand falls asleep or your leg falls asleep if you sleep wrong. I felt that like everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was intense, man.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 20 minutes, she ends up calming down, and then we started asking her questions, and she was like a whole new person after that. So yeah, it was my first. I was just following Dylan's lead.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing, but in an odd sort of way, I went to bed that night feeling so like my faith was actually strengthened, because I've always been like the cerebral, like, is this even real? Is faith even real? And after that, it's like, yes, 100%, it is 100% real.
Yeah.
Outside of a mission trip, because it was our winter break mission trip to Costa Rica, that I really felt like I experienced it for the first time. However, that same period, so I was a senior, junior, sophomore, living in the same house in Boulder, and it was like there was a battle for our souls. It kind of felt like all this Jesus stuff was so new, and God was grabbing us out of the epitome of what it looks like to not live for Him, So it was a lot of big changes that we sometimes got right and sometimes got wrong. And in our house in Boulder, it just felt like there was a battle
Mm-hmm.
waging.
Yeah.
To the point where 2 of our roommates, who at the time knew nothing about this whole God thing, actually asked us one night, "What's going on in our home?"
Yeah.
We know you guys are going to church. We know you just went on this mission trip.
Yeah.
You pray, maybe you can, something is going on in our home that wasn't here before. So what is it?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. When we went to Costa Rica, had an encounter where I felt like I had a first window into seeing something demonic.
Yeah.
And then when we came back, there were a few instances of moments where it was like, here's how I would say it. I think when the enemy realizes he's there and that this stuff's real, he's going to try to get you afraid as quickly as possible before you find out the authority you have over him.
Right.
And that's what was happening. Like there was a night where I woke up in the middle of the night and my windows in my room had flown open. And it was like wind was swirling. And I could probably try in the natural to chalk that up to we had crappy windows and maybe there was some draft in our house, but
just serotonin.
But I kind of, it's to the better point, start spiritual. I knew there's something more to this right now.
Yeah.
And that's when those things, I think the awareness began. The night that I talked about in the sermon where we saw, a guy in Laguna Beach freed of a demon.
Yeah.
That's where I think it fully hit me. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And I that story sounds very triumphant. I remember being pretty scared after that night. He slept in our place and I was 10 feet away from the couch, just oh, my gosh. I don't want that to happen again. And so I do.
Because he's a big guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was quite a wild night. And
that verse about that demon left but got 7 of its friends and comes back. Yeah.
Which there's always the person that wants to tell you that as soon as someone gets freed, they're but which is good, but you're also okay, can we celebrate this victory right now? And and then we went and traveled to places where I think we saw a lot of it was much more normal. And so that's why I said at the beginning of the sermon, 15, 20 years ago in America, this much stuff was much more, it felt like behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, there's always been people like satanic church and demonic activities happening, but it's always been very under the radar. And it's been in this spiritual seeking movement, New Age movement, that a lot of practices have opened up people and opened doors to the demonic. That has led to a lot of questions we get now that are much more normalized, normal things to be talking about than they were a few decades
the world's
ago.
a lot more spiritual now, which is both the good side, the light and the dark of spirituality is a lot more in the open.
And it feels like for the last couple of years, one of the things that I've heard each of us say multiple times is just because something spiritual happens does not mean it's from God.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's good. You can see that all through the Bible. And the first time that I realized that, we had a friend who had gone on a summer of missions and she was in West Africa. And in the area she was in, there was a lot of witchcraft type practices and things. And I asked her, I was like, what was it like being around that? And her response was, it was kind of crazy seeing the results of some of that stuff, that it actually, stuff happens out of, and I had always thought if you're not working with God, nothing happens. That's not actually true, that there's actually forces that will make things happen and move things around and lie to you and make you think that there's more power in it, whatever. I just had never seen it that way.
Yeah.
And then you see it in the Bible with the story of Moses and Pharaoh's guys who they throw their staffs down and they become snakes too. And there's a spiritual ability on both the dark and the light side. And now it's more out in the open today.
What's funny is anytime something is able to be monetized, humans will figure out a way to monetize it. And so even the dark side of spirituality is big business and always has been, that people make a lot of money. We can go down the list of all the from everything from psychics to somebody that's going to take you on a psychedelic experience, to someone who's going to tell you that I can deliver you and I can give you freedom from this oppression that you're having, but you got to come to me and you got to give me your credit card, and then you're going to have to rely on me to continue to do this, right? It's crazy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, more and more stories of people who kind of come out of the Hollywood scene and are like, I've seen it. I've been in the room where people make deals with the devil, where people, well-known people, trade, their soul to gain the world. It's easy influence. It's easy fame. It had
Which is what the enemy
worldly-
tried to say to Jesus.
Yeah.
They tempted him.
I'll
He's like, I'll
give
give
you-
you all this.
I'll give you all this. And he
has some
wasn't
authority to do
he
so.
wasn't BSing him.
Uh-uh.
He's like, I actually will give you this.
Mhm.
You will gain the world,
Right.
but you'll lose your soul in the process.
Right.
Oof.
And that is like, I think that's always kind of felt like folktale and conspiracy
Yeah.
for the last
Mhm.
couple decades. And now it's, there's more and more just eyewitness accounts of, no, that is exactly what happens for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
it really works. And
Yeah.
you'd be shocked at how fast you get famous.
Oh, yeah.
If you do, I'm
Yeah.
so serious about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's monetized.
In
Mhm.
Austin, this city's a good example of so much spiritual seeking, drawing people into places where it ends up being like demonic, dark practices.
Yeah.
And I had she's like one of the sweetest people in our church, who's a former New Ager, in the lobby this weekend. And we were talking about her experience and that when she came out of a lot of that and realized like there's been some doors open to darkness in my life and I want
Sure.
to close those.
Mhm.
There was somebody from that world, but kind of pretending to be a deliverer in a godly way, but not because, first of all, because they were charging money
Right.
to deliver people. But
Right.
Yeah.
she said
Big
it was
red
like
flag.
this person saying, I have spiritual power that I can change things. I can get some of that stuff out of you. And again, to go back to it, and it probably does move some things around spiritually. That
Yeah.
person probably is, but they're not accessing the power of God.
No.
Right.
They are utilizing other forms of darkness to make you think
Trade
you're
darkness
freed
for
of
darkness.
things. And that
Yeah.
is very similar to how I've in other countries heard like people talk about their experiences with witch doctors,
Totally.
Mhm.
who we always think are the ones that are inviting you into their hut to like do a satanic blood sacrifice. But actually, a lot of the witch doctors say very similar things of, oh, there's a sickness in your life. Oh, there's some sort of darkness in your life. Come to me, pay me,
Right.
and I will lift that off of you.
Uh-huh.
In a complete deception. But that is like the most sinister way to draw people in because they think
Dude.
they're getting freed
Uh-huh.
and they're not. And, thankfully for that woman in our conversation, she's been set free by the power
Heck
of
yeah.
Jesus in her
Come on.
life.
Uh-huh.
And, but I do think that's important stuff to speak to because we get a lot of questions in our church because people are practicing, palm reading and tarot cards
Sure.
and Reiki and all these different things that seem maybe innocent or at least their approach to it is wanting to just grow spiritually.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that it's not biblical. It's not from God.
Right.
And then a year or two in, there's a hovering darkness in their life. There's some strongholds that the enemy's gained, and they are trying to figure out how do I get free of this? And then having people within that own world lie to them and tell them, "Oh, I can help you."
Man.
Yeah. It's
I have a
wild.
question.
Yes.
Yeah, Kayla.
Because I feel like we might have other people who grew up in church, but maybe it was the type of church where this happens a lot, but it's for show, unfortunately. Like it's for the wrong reasons. And so now they are turned off by it, or they're like,
Interesting.
how can I trust that person was actually delivered or that they were possessed? Like, they,
Sure.
it's unfortunate that that's the case with some churches or
That's
experiences.
Such a good point.
And so I think some people might be blinded, or they're like, how can you know? How can you trust?
Yeah.
Or all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
What would you speak to
Such
that?
a good question.
Yeah.
I think obviously Satan is the father of lies. He's the deceiver. And if he can't get you to be afraid of him, I think he tries to get you to be apathetic towards him. And so first off, like let's validate that, yeah, people have used this for show or whatever, and that's awful and that's wrong. But that doesn't mean that it's not real. Right. And so I do think that there's like some religion rehab that can be needed there and would be super healthy there, to realize that just because they were used to the pendulum being over on this side where it's like everything is the enemy all the time, that doesn't mean the solution is to swing the pendulum to the other side
Right.
where it's like it's never the enemy ever. And I think you did a good job of explaining at the beginning of Screw Tape Letters, which is C.S. Lewis has a great little book on this. It's a story, but it's really fun. He makes a very serious subject very fun in a crazy way. But the way he starts it is he goes, we make two mistakes when it comes to dealing with the enemy. The first is to not think that he exists at all. The second is to think that he exists and give him way too much credit. And then he goes, and Satan's fine with either of those.
Yep.
So either side, he's all good with. Our job as believers is to constantly move back to this middle point where we have a, what did you say, a healthy awareness of it, There's 2 A words you were using: awareness.
Be awake and aware.
Be awake and aware.
Yeah. Don't give him all your attention, but give him your awareness.
Yeah. I think there's that middle ground where we can give him awareness without giving him all of our attention. I don't know. Do you have thoughts on that?
No, I think that was great. Yeah.
What was your question? How do you trust like certain people?
Experiences.
Experiences.
I
okay.
think it's almost like church hurt in a way, but just more spiritual. Like it's like they're abusing. They might have seen like that type of stuff being abused for the wrong reasons. Like maybe those people that were doing it were trying to get famous in a way.
Sure.
And so how can the people that were maybe as congregants experiencing all this, maybe at a young age, where they're like, I don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah, for sure. Consider the source, you know, and that actually applies to so many different things, all the way from hearing from God.
Yeah.
When God speaks through people, which he does all the time. Consider the source though. So this person had a word for me. How do I know if I can trust this word? This person says they have the gift of healing. How do I know what their real motive is? You know, I think considering the source, I know Erwin McManus, there was a post that of his that got a big response from the internet recently, where he made the point, and I loved it. He said, if you have the gift of healing, stop having like the big service where you heal the person, like the people in, like, go to the hospital if you really can heal people.
Yeah.
And do it in rooms where you don't have a crowd and an audience
right.
watching you. And not that there's anything wrong with like that kind of setting, but why?
Yeah, if it's only when it's on a stage.
Correct. And the same thing with like hearing from God. You should desire to be prophetic.
Yeah.
You should desire to have that gift. That's what Paul tells us. You should desire to, man, I want the power of God to move through me, and I lay hands on somebody and it heals them. You know, Paul's handkerchief back in the book of Acts was healing people. That's really cool.
Yeah.
However, I would say, like, you just use hearing from God as the example. Does this person care more about being prophetic or about people? You should want to care more about the person I'm giving a prophetic word to than being the one who's prophetic. You should want to care more about this person who I want healing for them than the fact that I'm going to be the one who finally God brings their healing through, and people are going to notice. And there's so much that comes with that, you know, and then in the spiritual war arena as well. Like there's power available in the light and in the darkness. And there's such a propensity in the human heart to want to be seen as the one who understands it and can help. And so like even somebody who's like, you know, I'll charge you $300, $500 and I'll deliver you. It's like, okay, what's this person's motive? Is it the person?
Right.
Or is it getting paid? Or is it the person? Or is it I'm the one who's being prophetic? I am the one who has God's ear. And God actually needed me to come into your life to tell you something because he couldn't figure out another way to tell you this thing. Like he actually, you need me as like an intermediate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hard road to walk when you've experienced spiritual things that you're not sure they were from God or that they were real or good, and I've had some of those times in my life where I've been a witness of something that I'm like, that felt showy or that didn't actually feel like what it was.
Yeah.
And to Ryan's point, the bummer is I've let that at times just kind of completely shut me off to any of it.
Yeah.
And get back to just that mentality of like, I don't know about how to feel about all that stuff, but I'm just not going to wander into there because it gets weird.
Yeah.
And I think that's a mistake we make.
Yeah.
Often, or at least I know I have in my journey. But spiritual warfare is interesting because people will try to make it very formulaic. There's methodologies and there's people who will like train you on how to do certain things. And I do think there's ways to equip people with the right, claim the weapons that the Bible gives us in the name of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, stuff like that. But then very quickly it becomes, this person's a master of the art of this and they're going to profit from those types of things, or it's their, wheelhouse thing, and can quickly get it to become more about the person than the actual, God-given ministry of what he's trying to do.
It's the same mistake we've been making since Genesis 3, right? Is God created us in his image. And so like we are image bearers, we are human beings. There are ways that we can affect the world. And the greatest temptation is always going to be, you can be like God.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so easy, especially with spiritual
That's
matters,
Yeah.
to when we start operating in the anointing that God has for us, which I think is a good thing, the
Mhm.
temptation is always going to be, you can be like God. And if you have other people telling you that all the time, it can be very easy to, I don't think anyone does it intentionally, but just kind of subconsciously shift into that mindset, and then things can get wonky in a hurry.
This is on my heart right now. I don't know if there's a reason for it, but when you ask the question, when did you really first start experiencing spiritual warfare? My other answer to that question is fall of 2011 and then the first half of 2012. So it was when you and me were living in Laguna, and that happened. And then when the first half of the year that we spent traveling as missionaries.
Yeah.
And for me, it was mind games. And it felt like whispers from the enemy of lies, of insecurity, that made me compare myself to the two of you, and like pit my own weaknesses against your strengths. And like it felt like I was being tortured and beat down mentally by the devil or a demon or lies, whatever it was, all the time. And I remember thinking often, like, God, you could, snap me out of this so fast. You could snap your finger and like the devil will flee so fast. Like, why aren't you helping me with this? And I really, really believe that in a lot of ways, not to use the word initiation, although I feel like God initiates all the time, where sometimes the worst thing he can do for you is to fight all your battles for you.
Yeah.
He could, and he does for some of them. But there are other battles where he's like, I know this sucks, but you need to realize the strength that I've put in you.
Really good.
You need to realize that you're more than a conqueror, that the power that raised my son from the dead lives within you. And I would never take that experience away from you. And that year, and it was, I have it all journaled where I'm in my journal, like I have so many cuss words in that journal of just why the bleep is that, what is going on right now? Why can't I escape this? I've never really been one to compare myself, and now I'm just nonstop comparing myself and nonstop questioning myself and nonstop being bombarded with these lies. And if you don't know, for anybody who's going through that right now, you need to know that you are a daughter or a son of God. Because if you don't know that, you will walk through that kind of trial and you will mistake a trial for abandonment. Thinking God has abandoned you.
Dang.
Or there will be this initiation and this battle that God is allowing to happen. Like Jesus said to Peter, I'm allowing the devil to sift you.
Right.
And I would never, Peter, rob that experience from you because it's going to make you stronger.
Wow.
And you need to know that God will do that, or else you'll mistake this trial or these lies as him rejecting you, and he's not. He's there like the big brother, like the dad who's like, I got this, nothing's gonna happen, but I'm gonna let you try your strength. I'm gonna let you get stronger. I'm not gonna fight every battle for you because we got bigger ones ahead of us.
Right.
And this is like training.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like if the story I told of my brother getting chased by that kid, if that happened a few years later and my brother was actually older and it was a younger kid chasing him, my dad would have been like, go confront him. Like, go tell him. There's times where I feel like God's told me, like, you tell him.
Yeah.
I've given you that authority. Like, you speak that. It's interesting to think about that in Peter's life, the way you just said that Jesus allowed him, in my opinion, one of the biggest things I think people in our culture right now, that's a stronghold in people's lives, is the spirit of fear.
Yes.
And Jesus let Peter like overcome that in a way that he was so afraid that he denied Jesus, knowing that would compel Peter to not let fear call the shots in his life one day when everyone was trying to kill him in the world, basically. And he just didn't stop.
No.
That spirit of fear, that's one that I'm glad you brought this all up because I wanted to talk about that more in my message, but I didn't have time. I think 2020 especially just put this huge fear in so many people's lives. And it went from like, I need to be cautious and aware again to like, I'm terrified to go outside. I'm terrified to be around people. We see that in a lot of the younger generations of like, they have these social anxieties and inability to go into settings of groups of large people and stuff like that. That really rooted back then. And I would love to encourage people, like, if you're afraid of life, if you're afraid of everything, it doesn't always have to be that way. That there's actually a spiritual stronghold that the enemy has used some of very regular, normal things, worries and fears, to now turn this into like, I'm afraid of life. I'm afraid of like doing anything, that can come down and you can be healthy again. And I think whether it's fear, whether it's just feeling like you're bombarded with thoughts and insecurities all the time, too many of us accept that and just think that's the brain I have, that's the mind I have, that's the life I have, when it doesn't actually have to always be that way. It says in 2 Corinthians 10, take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. I remember our friend Kevin in our Bible study in college was like trying to do that. And I was with him for like an hour in the car watching him, like we talking, he'd be like, but you know what I just said? Like, actually, that's not true. And he would like try to go make that. And it was like a crazy thought exercise. But if you actually spent more of your life saying, how many things that I believe are not actually true to the like grace of Jesus? How many things are not true about me that I believe, if I actually line that up with what the Bible says? I think you would have such a healthier, more peaceful mind. And I've seen that in your life. Like, you fought, you were sifted in a lot of ways in that year and a half. But I feel like you walked out of that, and 13 years later, even much more so, with so much more confidence of who you are. And more championing the other people around you and not seeing it as threatening. And even some of your insecurities, laughing at some of the flaws. And, a lot of things that I feel like you could have accepted. Like, I'm just always going to be this person who's competitive, who's insecure or whatever. And you let the truth of God really change the way you think, renewing your mind, which has changed the way you live. And that's very possible. And that's spiritual warfare.
And fire does that. Fire refines. And it's not rejection from God. Jesus saying yes to the devil to sift Peter was not Jesus's rejection of Peter. It was his initiation. It was, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
And so see it that way. If you're walking in that and experiencing that right now, that maybe the worst thing that God could do right now is fight this battle for me. And he wants me to realize that I actually have it within me because he's put it there. And this is going to make me stronger.
Dude.
And battles like this are going to, not seem this big 8 years from now. 10 years from now.
That's
seriously,
so good.
It's a way that makes us.
I remember that night in Fiji of you, like you came through and your face was just glowing. And you had just like experienced some like real victory.
Yes.
And it was like a very empowering moment for you where you realized what you were capable of
after trying
in
for
the name
a year.
of Jesus. And it was awesome.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember exactly the chair I was sitting in.
We were in the other house. Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was realizing an authority. And I just read a little book on spiritual authority.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like a police officer has a lot more authority in the room when they walk in their uniform.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I've been walking in rooms like without a uniform. Like I have the authority.
That's so funny, man.
But nobody around me really knows it. No darkness around me really respects it. And it's up to my mindset, and it's up to me to, like, the more you realize that you've been given authority, that Jesus said all of it's mine, and I'm now sharing it with those who call me their Lord and Savior and want to live on purpose and change the world, especially like that. Jesus loves that. He loves that when we realize, I'm more than a conqueror, and the enemy around me is going to start to know that.
That's really cool, man. We were all lifeguards in high school. And I remember I was up on the stand, and these two kids showed up who had been a part of our basketball camp that I would teach in the summer. So they knew me, and they had these like squirt gun things. And so they thought it was like so funny to spray the lifeguard, And so they were just like throughout my whole shift, and I would like, guys, stop, knock it off, whatever. And then I was just like sitting there, and they just kept spraying me. And it took me a while to realize, like, wait a second, I'm like in charge here. And so I blew my whistle and I kicked him out of the pool, and I made him like, and as soon as I like realized the authority I had, they were like, oh yeah, of course. And they like went back and like sat in their chair or whatever. And that shift of like, I thought I just had to sit there and hope that these kids would leave to like, no, I have the authority to like take charge in the situation. I think that shift is really important in the spiritual realm as
I
well.
agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the part of me that feels, I think, angry a lot of the time, like a righteous anger type of way of looking at the lives of stories of things I hear about happening in our church, things I see in our city, things I see in our world. And I'm like, man, the enemy is working so hard. And so many of us believers are not working as hard, like to
Right.
battle against what he's doing. But a lot of that's because so many people just don't know what to do or that they have that authority. So just getting their butt kicked
Yeah.
all the time by the ways of the world, which are really the enemy's schemes,
Yeah.
and accepting that when it just doesn't have to be this way.
Correct. Yeah. We were watching Batman at the time, the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh yeah.
And Dark Knight Rises hadn't come out yet. But we had The Dark Knight and we had Batman Begins with Christian Bale. And that movie opens with a training scene when he's in the mountains at the League of Shadows with Ra's al Ghul, and he's being, I don't know how long he's there. It's months where he's learning to fight and he's facing all of his greatest fears and weaknesses. And I used to watch that and go, I would love to go do something like that for a year.
Yeah.
And I wrote so many times in my journal, like realizing in that moment, like you're going through, and it was only because we were like in Batman mode. But I was like, you're going through the spiritual version of that right now.
Yeah.
The spiritual version of Bruce Wayne in the mountains becoming a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
So stop like shrinking back and stop wondering if God's rejected you.
Yeah.
Stop playing small.
Yeah.
And start training.
Yeah.
Like let it make you stronger.
It
Really good.
makes me think that we've just, maybe
that.
we've never come up with the right term for it, but quiet time just doesn't do justice to what you're doing when you start your day spending time with God.
No.
Because I think we think of that always, and sometimes it needs to be like a peaceful, relaxing, like just soak in the presence of God and let him fill you up if you're, hurt or whatever. But also, how different would we go about that time if it was like, this is like your game plan for the day.
Yeah,
you're getting trained up right now. You're getting filled up.
Right.
I remember watching Drew Brees, like they did a behind the scenes thing of him before a game. He at a table with Sean Payton, going through their call sheet of all their plays and like getting quizzed, and he could just rattle off play after play after play, audible after, like he knew and was so ready mentally for what he was about to walk into. Yeah. And that's guys like him, guys like Peyton Manning, that it's like Ron Swanson, like, I know more than you. They walk onto that field and it's like, I was ready for this. I knew what you were going to try to do, and I knew how to move around that. I knew how to call this play. I knew how to audible and, look that safety off, all the different things that they could do. If we saw like our time with God in the morning in his word, praying, like, I'm getting ready for this day. And I need you to speak to me and give me that game plan and help me, give me wisdom and discernment, because I'm going out there today and there's going to be some things, but I'm going to know more. I'm not going to be the coach after the game in the press conference. It's like, we got beat up because they had a better game plan. Like, no, I had the game plan. I knew what I was doing. Awesome. And I want to be a church that's equipped like that, of people ready to go into battle every single day.
It's really good, man.
Me too. Well said. Awesome message.
Great message. This is a great series.
Yeah.
Can we talk?
Yeah. Very helpful.
Yeah. It reinvigorated something in me. Yeah. Much needed.
Change the lenses of prayer.
Yeah, I agree.
And now we will head into Rowdy Church.
Rowdy Church.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Doug, what do we need to know?
Man,
it sounds a little edgy. I don't know.
Yeah,
boy.
Dude. Is that a good thing to be a rowdy church? I would say yes.
Okay.
And
I heard a rumor, there's been all these commercials. It's like, man, Red Rock's getting back to its roots of all these funny videos, that there might be some new stuff coming. The progressive commercials are over, but there's something new showing up, maybe even this week.
Yeah. Maybe coming out on social media Friday morning. Maybe coming in the form of an email on Friday. And then again on Saturday morning.
Let's go.
And then again for the culture video.
Social media.
And because today is definitely not Tuesday, Friday is coming up quick.
So maybe I'll just say this.
It could be Friday when you're listening to this and it's already out even.
I recommend watching Dumb and Dumber in the next 48 hours.
What?
Arguably the greatest comedy of all time.
Yes. Go watch Dumb and Dumber in the next 48 hours.
Kayla, please tell me you've seen Dumb and Dumber. All right.
So I'm talking to
Ethan?
Kayla.
Okay.
Wow.
This is
so when you guys saw the videos, it obviously
so confusing.
Yeah,
I know that we say a lot, like Gen Z is, people see them as the problem, but they're not. But like in some ways you are.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ways.
In at least one way.
When you don't know movies like Dumb and Dumber, you are a problem, and you need to solve that problem.
We'll add it to our to-do list.
Yeah.
I'll stop all tasks and do that next.
Fine. Any final thoughts from you two?
No, that was my
Great thoughts today, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
All right. See you at the 100th episode, September 12th, right here at Red Rocks Austin, 7 p.m. Do not miss it. It's going to be great.
My turn.